When Epcot was being planned in the 1970s, each pavilion was planned to have a signature attraction, whether it was a ride or a show. These included the cancelled Rhine River Cruise in the Germany Pavilion and the Thames River Cruise in the United Kingdom Pavilion that were cut due to budgetary reasons. However, one pavilion has struggled to have an attraction since Epcot was being worked on. This is the Distory of Japan's many cancelled attractions. One of two attractions planned for the Japan Pavilion was to be a Mount Fuji roller coaster, located at the back of the pavilion. In the original Epcot model, the Mount Fuji roller coaster can be seen, acting as a sister to the cancelled Switzerland Pavilion's Matterhorn roller coaster. The Mount Fuji roller coaster would take guests on a high-speed ride through the mountain, at one point facing Godzilla in one version of the attraction. It is rumoured that one of the reasons for the mountain's cancellation was that Kodak, the sponsor of the Imagination Pavilion, was against the Mount Fuji roller coaster as it shared the name with their competitor Fuji Films. However, it is likely that this coaster was actually scrapped due to a lack of funding, partially because of a lack of sponsor for the pavilion. The other attraction initially planned for the Japan Pavilion was a variation of the Circle Vision attractions being built in other World Showcase pavilions. However, instead of being in an unthemed room and watching a 360-degree movie, guests would board a simulated bullet train and go on a journey through Japan, with the sights of Japan passing them on the projected windows. Similar to Mount Fuji, the bullet train attraction was cancelled due to a lack of funding and sponsor. After Japan's Mount Fuji roller coaster and the bullet train attraction were cancelled, Imagineers began work on another attraction for the pavilion, which was also planned to be added to Tokyo Disneyland. Meet the World was an animatronic show to be located in a rotating theatre, similar to the Carousel of Progress and Magic Kingdom. Unlike the Carousel of Progress, guests would sit in the centre of the attraction and rotate, allowing more space for the sets, rather than the audience rotating around the sets in the centre. The show was a combination of animatronics and film, with an anthropomorphic crane telling two children the history of Japan. Meet the World nearly became an attraction in Epcot's Japan Pavilion, with the show building for the attraction being built behind the replica of the Shirisagilo Castle in Himeji. However, when it came to installing the attraction, Imagineers discovered that the dimensions of the show building were too small and Meet the World wouldn't fit. With Epcot already over budget, and Meet the World glossing over Japan's involvement in World War II as simply dark days, Meet the World was cancelled. The empty show building still exists at the back of the Japan Pavilion and is mainly used for storage, whilst a pre-show room hosts various exhibits. Whilst Meet the World was cancelled for Epcot, it did open at Tokyo Disneyland on April 15, 1983. It closed after 19 years of operation on June 30, 2002. In total, the Japan Pavilion had 3 potential attractions that never saw the light of day at Epcot. Would you like to experience the Mount Fuji roller coaster, the Bullet Train Circle Vision show, or Meet the World? And do you think an attraction will ever come to the vacant show building hidden at the back of the Japan Pavilion? Only time will tell. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe and leave a comment down below on what you want to see next on the Distory channel.